It's only certain things we're gonna name on this side, and then we're gonna go on to the driver's side, because the driver's side has all the components that you're really gonna name. Everything is just right across from each other. So as we begin, we're gonna start with, this is my coolant reservoir. It is made of plastic. That means it's not bent, broken, or cracked. All nuts, bolts are present. It is properly mounted and secured. It is filled to manufacturer specifications, showing no sign of leaks. And my cap is hand tight. In front of here is my radiator. It is properly mounted and secured. It is made of metal. It is showing no signs of leakage. It is not bent, broken, or cracked. It shows no sign of illegal welds. As I come behind here, I'm going to point out my rubber hoses. All my rubber hoses are properly mounted and secured. Both ends have connections. There's no sign of leakage. There are not no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Then I'm gonna talk about my electrical. When I say this rubber gonna talk about all the rubber on the truck. When I talk about electrical, it's gonna talk about all the electrical on the truck. These are my electrical wires. They are not bent, broken, nor torn, and all my electrical connections are working properly. I will come down right here. This right here is my water pump. My water pump is properly mounted, secured. All nuts, bolts are present. There are no sign of leakage, and it is belt driven. You have to tell them that because it's actually belt driven. Okay. Now I'm gonna describe my belt because I'm already here. My belt is properly mounted and secured. It's not bent, frayed, nor torn, and it can have no more than 3/4 free play if I was to pull it with my fingers. I'm gonna keep coming down. Right below that is my AC compressor. Properly mounted and secured. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. No signs of illegal weld, and it is also belt driven. I'm gonna come out.
Can you point to it?
Okay, right here, yeah. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to actually touch it. That way you know what it look like. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna notice the compressor. See, there's a clutch on the front of here. It's the only thing that you're gonna have on this vehicle that has a clutch. This AC compressor is the exact same AC compressor on y'all cars. Okay. Ain't nothing different. Then you're gonna come out here to what you call, this is your washer fluid reservoir. It's made of plastic. So it's not bent, broken, or cracked. It is properly mounted, secured. All nuts, bolts are present. Anything that has a liquid has to be filled to manufacturer specifications, and the cap is present. Behind here, this is what you call your turbo. I'm gonna show y'all right here. That big metal, like a donut. Mm-hmm. This is your turbo. Only reason you're describing it is because right behind your turbo is what they call your exhaust. So you can't see it because this is how the exhaust runs. The exhaust runs up under the cab, up under the truck, and it comes out back here.
Right.
So you'll tell them this is my exhaust. I'm falling into the back. My exhaust is properly mounted, secured. All nuts, bolts are present. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. Has no signs of illegal weld, and it's showing no signs of black soot, which will let me know that it's leaking. Exhaust leaks when you're driving, you'll know because it'll make you sick. It's like carbon monoxide coming up in the cab. But you see a whole lot of black. Now when you start driving, start looking at these trucks, you'll see black all down that pipe. That lets you know they have a leak. So that's passenger. All that's passenger side, just that fast. Okay. That's it. Because when we first started training,
yeah, that was just that quick.
Mike, man. I'm telling you, once you start
Mike? When we watched that video,
man,
it seemed like it
was a lot.
Yeah, because what we used to do was describe everything over here, then go over there and do the same shit. But then we got to the DMV last week, the man said, you just described the driver's side. That's it. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? We've been doing the videos had us all doing the same thing. Okay. All the stuff that we're going to describe, we're going to say it only one time over here and be done with it. Okay. So that's that. So that's your passenger side right there.
Wow.
That's called your passenger side engine inspection. Yeah. Like I say, you're going to have different cars. They might just say, pull that card, and that's all you're doing. Your preacher vote. You just want to know all of it. Because
we don't know what side they'll ask
what they're going to do. Like today, B-Love, all he had was the door and back to the coupling. That's all he had. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, but he didn't touch nothing. He just was pointing like, yeah, this is that.
So
this
what
is that.
all he had?
But if he'd have just touched it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
He had that easy. Oh man, I know. That's why he feels so bad. That's why he feels
But
bad.
I told him don't even worry about it because he already got it. He already got it.
Bro, don't worry about it. The fact that you was able to name it, that's all that matters. You know what you're doing. She was just being her today.
All right.
All right. Now we're gonna do the driver's side inspection. Now you see over there, we only named but 4 things. We did the coolant reservoir, we did the radiator,
water pump.
We did the water pump, we did the AC clutch, we did the windshield washer reservoir, and exhaust. So 6 things. And that's it. That's all you're gonna describe over there. When you said rubber hoses, that describes all the rubber hoses on the truck.
Side.
And if you want to, you can say that over here.
Exactly.
You just gonna have to say it one time.
All right.
Now this is where we finna get deep into everything. All right. So now we're on our driver's side. This is what they call my power steering reservoir. My power steering reservoir has liquid, so it has to be filled to manufacturing specs. My cap is present, it is hand tight. All nuts, bolts are present, it's showing no sign of leakage. All my connecting hoses are showing no sign of leakage. They are properly mounted and secured. And like I say, the rubber has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Follow this straight to the back, behind it. Right here, this is my alternator. My alternator is properly mounted secured. All nuts, bolts are present. It is belt driven. Come behind your alternator right here. This is my oil filter tool. See, it's made of metal right here. This oil filter tool is properly mounted secured. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of illegal welds. At my clamps are properly mounted secured, showing no signs of leakage. This is how I would add oil to my engine, and my engine cap is hand tight. You gotta tell them how you put oil in there.
Okay.
And come straight down below here. This is my oil dipstick. Has a metal pole. It is properly mounted secured. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of legal weld. And to check my oil, I will pull it out, wipe it off with a rag, put it back in, and pull it back out to see what my oil level is. That describes that. Now we're finna come down here to our air compressor. This is my air compressor. It is properly mounted secured. It's really way back. It's it right here, back here. But it starts right here. It is properly mounted secured. It is not bent, broken, or cracked. All nuts, bolts are present, and it has no audible leaks. Anything with air gonna have audible. Anything with liquid just gonna have leak.
So this is that's the alternator, that's the air compressor, and what's that on the other side you told us?
That's the AC compressor.
That's the AC compressor.
I'm telling you, okay, good question. I'm gonna tell you why. That's AC, so I always remember about being cold.
Okay.
AC, I'm cold.
Okay.
This is just air. This is what helps your brake system. This is how you work your brake.
Okay.
You push your valves
That's for the
in,
air, for the
this
brakes
is
on
all
this side.
air.
Okay, that's
So
for the air conditioning, this
AC
for the air.
and air. So
Okay.
when you say it, because everybody else, they'll get points for messing up. That's AC compressor, this air compressor.
Okay, gotcha. AC compressor, air compressor.
And AC gonna tell
That's why I
you,
was like,
AC.
well, let me figure out which compressor. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So this is my air compressor. This is how I build my air pressure. It is belt and gear driven. I'm gonna tell you why. This is ran by a belt, so this is turning it, and gears are coming through here, which is turning this. So it's a belt and gear driven.
Okay, belt and gear.
And gear driven.
Belt in the front, gear in the back.
Yeah, gear. Yeah. So that's how that's set up. And man, I wish I had pictures I could show y'all better, so y'all can actually see a visual how it's built. Cause I got it. So now, okay, so now we done did the whole inside. Now we finna work our way to the outside. This is my frame. It's made of metal. It is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of illegal welds, and all nuts, bolts are present. My frame is on both sides of my vehicle. You just described the other side just by saying
Right,
that.
just like that.
Just like that. Well, you already finished.
Right.
This is my fuel filter. And if you look at it, how easy it is to say fuel
Fuel
filter.
filter.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, take all your pointers and run with them. Say,
Right,
this
right.
is my fuel filter.
Yeah, there's a lot of little.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little. Just like you said with the alternator, then it's belt. You know what I mean? Like the belt's right
It's
there,
right
so
there
you know
in
it's
front of
belt
me.
driven. Like you know what I mean?
And like a lot of this stuff on your car, like
Right.
oil filter too, oil dip, all this is a part of a car. So it's the same thing. It's just big.
Right.
So now we done our frame. So now we finna come here to our fuel filter. It's properly mounted secure. All nuts, bolts are present. It's showing no signs of leakage, and my cap is hand tight. Right behind here is what they call my shock absorber. Every car has them. It's my shock. Shocks have hydraulic fluid, so it's gonna leak. This is my shock absorber. It's properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. All nuts, bolts is present, and it's showing no sign of leakage. I'm gonna stay. My bad. I didn't want to teach you. I'm gonna stay on this frame because you don't want to miss nothing. Right here, connected to my frame, is what I call my leaf spring hanger. That's metal. It is properly mounted secure. It is not bent, broken, or cracked. All nuts, bolts are present, and showing no signs of illegal welds. Stay with it. Stay in the same flow. This is my leaf spring connected to my leaf spring hanger. It is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. Showing no signs of illegal welds, and there's no shiny spot called scissoring. But leaf springs do over time. They'll rub. Just think about metal rubbing something and start to make it real shiny. And over time, when they wear out, that's how you know they wearing out. They'll start to sizzle.
Oh, okay.
So those shiny spots for scissoring. My slacker jump, my leaf spring is held on by U-bolts. That's what secures it to my axle. My U-bolts are properly mounted secure. All nuts, bolts are present, and there's no signs of illegal welds. My U-bolts is connected to my steer shaft, my steer axle. My steer axle runs completely across to the other side, to my passenger side. It is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of illegal welds. Right behind here is what they call a tie rod end. My tie rod end is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of illegal welds. Okay, now we done did all. See what we doing? We working it out by layers. We came from the inside of the motor to the frame of the motor, to the leaf spring hanger. Now what's connected to the leaf spring? We're
you
gonna
went
start there.
Wait a minute. So you went from the air compressor
To the frame.
to the you went from the frame, then you went here.
Yeah, then went here because it's connected to it.
Okay, so you went
Connected.
from the frame, you bounced here, you bounced to the
Shock.
shock.
Yeah, get everything
went-
that's connected.
Right, and then we went back here.
Yeah, to the leaf spring,
To
which
the
is
leaf
connected
spring.
to the frame.
Okay.
And what we're doing is
Then we
following
went
a
right
path.
here. Okay,
Mhm.
and then we went to the here.
U-boats.
to the U-boats.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
See,
and then after that we went
what the U-boats connected to?
to this.
To
the axle.
Yep.
Okay, got you.
And right by and this right here is what they call a tie rod. It's on all our cars. People have missed this because it's so small.
No, I'm
It's
gonna be
little.
looking for
But
it.
just remember, you got two of them down here. Once you
Okay.
nail both of them, you done
Okay.
completed all them connections.
Okay, the axle and then the tire rod.
And then the tie rod.
Okay.
Tie rod.
Okay.
See, now we taking care of everything connected. Now we're gonna keep on the whole time. You working your way out. Now this leaf spring.
So we go from the tire rod back to the leaf spring.
Yeah, we done did all this. So we
Okay.
done did all that. Now we finna work our way out. This is a whole nother system we going to.
Okay.
That was suspension.
Oh, okay.
So now
We gotta get
finna
out of suspension.
Now we out of suspension. Now we finna go to the gearbox. Why? Because the gearbox is connected to the leaf spring. So I'm gonna talk about that first.
Okay.
This is my gearbox. My gearbox has oil and grease in it. It is properly mounted secure. All no supposed to press. It's made out of metal, so there are no illegal welds showing no sign of leakage. Connected to my gearbox is my drive shaft. My steer shaft, what I call my steer shaft. Drive shaft is different. Steer shaft, this is how when you turn the wheel, this is how the truck works. When you turn the wheel, that power comes through here into this gearbox, which moves this arm, which turns your tires.
Okay.
It's all one. So that's what we call a steer system now. We on the steer system. So now this is my steer shaft. It's properly mounted secured. It's made out of metal. So it's not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of legal weld. It is held on by a U-joint, and the U-joints are properly greased. These are little grease fittings. You're supposed to have grease in it. It's just dried up and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just right there, you just described that whole piece. The gearbox, the steer shaft.
Gearbox, steer shaft.
Right here is what they
Steer
call
shaft.
my pitman arm. My pitman arm is connected to my gearbox. It is properly mounted secured. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. It's showing no signs of illegal weld, and all nuts, bolts are present. This is a big one that you want to remember. My pitman arm is connected to my drag links by what we call a castle nut and a quarter pin.
Castle nut and a quarter pin.
Yeah, you'll learn that in class a lot because you look at this, it's actually made like a castle from the from the medieval times.
Right.
That's how you call it a castle. Everything on this system is connected by castle nuts. Look, this one,
Oh, I see that.
this one, even the tie rod. That's what secures all three of them.
Okay.
So when you describe my pitman arm connected to my drag link by my castle nut and quarter pin. Now we
Castle nut and
come.
quarter pin.
You're gonna see that's gonna be repetitive.
My castle nut and my little Wayne pin.
Yeah, and I always
Got it.
just remember,
That's
that's
how I
it.
remember
Something
it.
like that. Wait, remember. This is my drag link. It's metal as well. It is not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of illegal welds. It is held on by a castle nut and quarter pin to my control arm. My control arm is made of metal as well. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. There's no signs of illegal welds. And yeah, it's not bent, broken, cracked, no signs of illegal welds, because it's just metal. That's all it's gonna have. Now this is what they really grade you on right here. Now that's suspension. Now we're finna get what they call the brake system. You know what? Let me turn the tire. That way y'all can really see how the brake system is.
Right?
You said it's hot? That's that big ass fan. Wow, they all really working all at the same time.
Yeah.
That all moves at the same
All move at the
time.
same time.
Mhm.
What this is this you telling this which way you want to turn. That gearbox is taking in and making that power 3 times more with all these gears.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
just going through it.
Just going through it.
It's going through the system.
Okay.
All right, let me get on this side. Let's see. All right. Now this right here is where you're gonna have to. Now they really judge you on this brake system. This is what they call a brake chamber. This is a push rod that comes out the brake chamber. This is a quarter pin, just like the same type of quarter pin you got right here, just a different, just a big round one with a pin. So you got the brake chamber, push rod, slack adjuster. All this is a part of this is the main thing on your brake system that makes your brakes work.
Brake pin, pushing rod, and quarter adjuster.
Say that again.
Brake pin, push
Brake
rod,
chamber,
brake chamber.
chamber, push rod, slack adjuster.
This the push rod.
Okay,
Yeah.
push rod, slack adjuster. Okay.
So this is what they call your brake air line. This is how air is supplied when you hit the brake. Air comes through here, closes this off. This rod comes out, and this slack adjuster turns and applies the brakes. Like, it's crazy that everything works in the flow. It's so, and once you see how the flow goes, you remember the part so fast.
Okay.
So, all right, it's okay. So here's my brake. So this is my brake hose. It's made of rubber, so it has no abrasion, bulges, or cut. It is properly mounted, secured. All nuts, bolts are present, and there are no signs of audible leaks because air comes through here. This is my ABS line, which is electrical. It's connected to it. It is properly mounted, secured, not bent, broke, not frayed, broken, or torn because it's electric, and everything is secured. This is my brake chamber. It is properly mounted, secured. All nuts, bolts are present. There are no signs of audible leaks. This is my push rod, and in the book it'll tell you my push rod, when my brakes are released and my brakes are applied, my push rod should have no more than 1 inch of free play. You'll hear that on your test. Basically, what it's saying, when I touch the brakes, when I release the brakes and I touch them, when I hit that brake, this rod is gonna come out. When this rod comes out, this thing here has a shaft that's made like an S. So when it comes out, that S turns and it makes the brakes expand to grab the rim. That's how the brake system operates. So,
okay. Where are the brakes at on the?
right here. Right here. We heading that way now. All right. So that's our push rod. It's properly mounted secure with a quarter pin connected to my slack adjuster. And that's it. That's all you describe it on here is the brake hose, ABS, chamber, push rod, slack adjuster, quarter pin. That's one system by itself. Now we're finna go into the brake system. Inside here, I have my brake drum. That's that metal thing right here. So metal. It's properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, cracked, or showing no signs of illegal wear, and it's not wet, showing any leaks. This right here, just like a brakes on your car, is what they call brake shoes. It's the same thing on the car, just bigger. These are my brake shoes. They are properly mounted secure. They are not bent, broken, or cracked. They should have at least a 1/4 inch of pad on them to be legal. Also, they're not wet, showing me no signs of leakage. That right there, this whole system is very big when you do your trip, because if you describe it, they're gonna give you points, a lot of points. But they really want you to know how this works. Because without this system, the whole truck will crash. Can't nothing move, and you can't stop it.
Right.
So they want you to know how the brake system works. So that's it. That's all it is. Now we're finna come out here and describe the wheel. This is a whole other system. First we start with our rim. Our rim is properly mounted secured. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, showing no signs of illegal wear. And it is seated and beaded to the tire with no audible leaks. Now we on the inside of my tire. This is all rubber. It is properly mounted secured. There are no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. That's it. That's all on that tire. Now you finna start working your way over the tire. This is the top of my tire. We're gonna check this in 3 spots: top, side, side. My tread depth should be no lower than 4/32, and I see right now that it's wearing evenly. That's it. Now we're on the outside of the tire. You gotta describe all sides of the tire and the brake systems. This is the outside of the tire. It's made of rubber, so there's no abrasion, bulges, or cut, and it is seated beaded to my rim with no audible leaks. This is the outside of my rim. It's made of metal, but it's actually aluminum. It is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. No signs of illegal welds. These are my lug nuts which hold my rim in place. They are properly mounted secure. All of them are present. They are showing no shiny threads, nor do they have any leaks coming down to let me know there are no loose nuts. Inside here is a wheel hub.
It's a wheel what?
Wheel hub.
Wheel
I'm
hub.
gonna show y'all on this side. Yeah. Put that cap on there. This is what we call
So
it.
the caps that are on top of the lug nuts, are they gonna make us take those out?
No, they won't.
Okay.
Just I want y'all to see what a hub looks like.
Right.
This is a wheel hub. It is properly mounted secured. All nuts, bolts are present. Has no sign of leakage, and it is filled. It's fluid in there, and it is filled to manufacturer specifications. Anything that has a fluid is filled to manufacturer specifications.
Okay.
That's it.
Just like that, just like the fluid that you.
And we
like
have
when
to
you
say that.
described
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Anything got a
It's filled
fluid.
to manufacture.
Anything out of a fluid, what?
It's filled to manufacturer specs.
filtered manufactured.
It's
It's
filled-
filled to
filled-
manufacturer's
yeah.
inspection.
They say it like this: it's filled up, and the manufacturer who made it is to their specification.
It's
filled
okay, to their
man-
specification.
yeah,
So
to
it's
their
like
spec-
if we don't
Manufacturer
pronounce the word
Nah, they gonna
correctly,
play right. Yeah, they're gonna be all right. They
but
just
at
wanna know,
least
yeah.
they know that we know
As long
what
as
we're
you're
talking
trying to
about.
say it, they know that at least you know what you're saying. That
Okay.
hey, it is filled to spec.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You ain't gotta say don't just say filled to spec.
Okay.
Just yeah, keep the manufacturer
Filled to
out of it.
spec.
Just filled to spec.
Okay.
All right. So let's go back over there. 'Cause I want to do it right. Let's go back over to y'all. And that's where we're gonna stop at today. We ain't gonna overload y'all with the whole truck.
Whee!
'Cause this is a lot. Just this right here is a lot.
Yeah.
This helps us. Though.
Yeah.
But if you learn this, I promise you, everything else, you're gonna be like, this shit cool. But we're gonna break it down in sections. Like tomorrow, I wish I was here, I would go from the door all the way to the dry tires. Y'all had it recorded.
Right.
And then the next day, that way y'all have days of seeing.
Maybe we can ask Darrell to do that for us.
Yeah, you get out and do it.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget this. Okay, so we're still over here. So we just did the hub. I'm gonna tell you what most people mess up at is right here.
They don't say
They
nothing
don't say nothing
about
about the valve still. That is the number one thing. It's the littlest thing and the biggest thing that gets that everybody mess up at. This is my valve stem. It is properly mounted secured. All nuts and bolts are present. I have no signs of it are not bent, broken, or cracked. It has no audible leaks because this is where you put air in the tire. And how I would check it is with a tire gauge, with an air gauge. Like
We
when
have
you-
to say that.
Like when you go to
Tire
air pump,
gauge.
Right.
tire gauge.
And how I would check this with the air gauge.
It's a tread depth gauge. Two different things. Tire gauge, tread
Tread
depth gauge.
depth.
And I got both of them. I'm gonna bring them out so y'all can see. And when you
Do
see
we
them,
have to do it?
no, you don't have to do it. You just
just
gotta
tell
let them know. If you steer tires cannot be no less than 430 seconds.
437.
Everything from the back
It's two.
is 2.
230.
So this is
all
430
4
seconds.
and 2.
That's 230 seconds.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it. So you got the front, passenger side engine, and drive side engine all in one section.
Okay.